Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm Will Dragon, and this is our continuation of All Quiet in the Trenches. And here we are, just starting a brand new trench phase with a 4-man squad. Because what else could be worse? It is still raining. It has been raining now for over a month straight. The weather does not seem to be improving. Yeah, most of my guys hate me and don't want to be here. Apart from, look at Colin standing up straight, giving up, giving up, giving up. I do like how it shows that they have basically given up. It's quite a nice feature that they actually are kind of interactive in that way. Defensive positions. Build a defensive position. Set up some ladders. Mr. Headquarters. We need more space for reinforcements for ammunition as the basis for our future victory. He wants me to dig some bunkers. Let's look on the other side. Set up barbed wire. Which is forward. That's forward. Okay. And set up some ladders. I roughly recognize this. Oh yeah, no, this place definitely needs barbed wiring. Our ladders are I thought barbed wire was a one-person job then. I was like, wait a minute. Dig bunkers. You. And you. Let's come back to the dugout. I'm gonna play with fire. You go recover in camp. We're gonna go down to a 3-man squad. We also have Linux, who is collapsed and in hospital, and we have Fram, who is on death's door. That's it next turn. Do need to fetch some ammunition. Yes, you need a break. We do need to fetch some ammunition and food. And where's it gone? Where's our headquarters? Oh, there he is. There's our mate, Von Karsbrook. A cuddly bear him. Hand off there. I need someone to deliver a message to headquarters. Send me your quickest man. I've just sent someone there. Does he have to come back, or can he just deliver it and stay there? Because if so, I'll send mail. Deliver a message. We'll go for Meg. Go grab yourself a hot meal whilst you're back there. I don't mind. Fetch ammunition. And fetch some rations. That's it next turn. Our mood is abysmal. My back has a giant target painted on it. Menk. French have been busier than usual lately. We should find out what's going on. Okay, we got some more food. We did not get any more ammunition, so that's not too bad. Hang on, I keep losing them. Where is he? He doesn't have a job for me. So he is still at least 1 turn away, if not 2. So let's have recon. I understand. I do understand, but you need to go recon for me. Con and... Dare I put myself down to a 2-man squad? Dare I go and do this? Do you know what? Let's risk it. Let's do it. He's going to go recover in camp. We might get Smith Bauer back next turn. We'll find out. Tick. Oh, no. Oh, no. Fallen comrades have been lying next to our trench for far too long without us being able to take care of them. Terrible stench emanating from them. Every breath was a reminder of their death. The enemy gunfire of the last few days had finally subsided a while ago and had stopped completely this morning. So I ventured to look into no man's land. Con and Menk stood next to me and looked over the edge of the trench. Con pressed a handkerchief over his mouth and nose and muttered, "We can't leave them lying there like that, Herr Officer. They deserve a proper burial." So a couple more of us can join them. They're dead anyway, and they've already started to rot. Why put our lives at risk now? We should only cover them if we have the time, and it's reasonably safe to do so. I agreed with Menk. Con's eyes widened. He swallowed and said, patient, quietly, as if to himself, "I'm sure the loved ones back home imagine a heroic death at the front differently." He turned and walked away from the edge of the trench. I'm sure they do, but as far as they're concerned, they probably get a heroic death. Menk, how you doing? Didn't see anything special. I like that. We do have potential to recover the dead. Smithbauer reporting back from my break in camp. rested and ready for orders. Hang on, let's turn back around. Well, hey, we're back up to full ammo. We've still got full food. There's a nice bonus. What job would you like us to do? Another communications trench collapsed. Oh, that's a lovely 3-man job. So, increases nausea. Delay will have consequences. Impacts mood. Becomes more jaded. Well, unfortunately, we've got a 3-man job and a 3-man squad. So... And we are only on average prestige. If that drops down, we'll get even more work. So there's no way I want to risk that. Nauseated added. Change down to strain. Change to exhausted. Change to under artillery fire. So now they potentially want me to go out under heavy artillery fire. Food and ammunition, of course, have both dropped down 1. I can't wait for them to change you being able to send them back without a penalty during artillery fire. So yeah, they're nauseated, but I'm not going to send them out during artillery fire. The dead will stay dead. It's, of course, I imagine is going to stay for the whole of the time we're here. Menk. We hardly have anything left to eat. Yes, I understand that. Con, simply because you love me, you need a break. Can't believe that he got bad news from home either. That was very upsetting. Assigned task. This heavy fighter would rather stay in shelter if the task can wait. Only if you want to starve to death, to be honest. And we also need to drain our trenches. Again, that's not going to happen under artillery fire. Consequences will happen. Of course, it could stop raining, you know, this side of Christmas, which would be nice. Hey, Mail, welcome back to hell. Not far from here, pilot trench has been hit and now offers the enemy a direct opening. Let them come if you ask me, we'll just ambush them elsewhere. Okay, ammunition is 1 down. I'm gonna risk it. And everybody hide. Artillery has stopped. Huzzah, that means they're probably about to attack me. He's now exhausted. They're both tired of war. He's dejected. Probably, no, we can still recover the dead. He's got nothing on him. Cone, we're running low on ammunition. Food is okay for 1 turn. We may go back to... It's depressing. I'm just going to leave them, quite frankly. We're going to have one guy go fetch some ammunition. Everybody's absolutely dead. What's up? Oh, except for him. Go recovering camp. You know, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to double send. Hopefully, we go back to camp next turn. Let's find out. Maybe with 2 guys who are slightly more recovered. Or at least 1 guy that's slightly more recovered. Ammunition went up 1. Food went down 1. We are due to get stuck in the trenches, to be fair. Hardly have anything left to eat. Tell your people to stop packing. Our relief force was diverted to reinforce another section. We have orders to hold our position for a few more days until a replacement can be mobilized. But no orders, though, which is good. Okay, so in that case, we do need to fetch rations, and we may as well have a go at some ammunition whilst we're going for it. 3 more turns until we're back in camp. I'm sure the French will turn up any second now. Both went back up to 3. He's not giving us any orders again. Do you know what? Let's finally drain those trenches. Constant wet feet led to trench foot. Yes, that is true. So let's drain those trenches. Of course, it's still raining, so don't know how much use it's really going to be. But hey, the trench is no longer wet. Welcome back to a drier trench. Okay, now we apparently get to go back in 1 turn's time. Go recovering camp. Ammunition's down at 2, but food's still on 3. We're going to ignore... Oh, no, drain trenches, it's still there. We're going to... not worry about it. Let's not worry about it. Let's see if we go back to camp. If we get delayed again, maybe. How are we looking? Pack your things. We're going back to camp. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. We're, oh, he never actually went back by the looks of it. There's a bit of a shame. Thank you for allowing me a break. Okay, or he did. He didn't get any attributes from that last tick, so to say. Oh, he went up to exhausted. He went up to strained. Walking back here. Oh, in fact, no. The rain, probably, actually, has gone and exhausted all of my men. And Fram is back to having a bad recovery when he's already on death's door. So we do need someone to treat the fever. We'll take good care of Fram. But he has a fever and they need help. Ouch. And ouch again. We have a few prisoners of war in our camp that need guarding until they can be moved to a prison. Until then, it will be my responsibility. We are low on supplies and low on supplies. What are you going to threaten me with now? Brought me a lot of supplies. He didn't have that much left and wanted to return the favor for helping him out a while ago. So that puts me... didn't actually get rid of low food supplies. You know, I know this is hardcore, but I'm starting to question things. I mean, 5 men helping with harvest, no extra food. Under officer of next door brings me crates upon crates of food, no extra food. I don't know if there's generally actually a number, you know, for instance, we were on 10 and we're now on 30, but it still counts as low food. But, yeah, I don't know. We seem to not really be getting any food at this point, which, like I said, yeah, it's a little bit... getting a little bit harsh. Hang on, who do we want to treat the fever first? He is a loving guy. He is a very sociable guy. We'll put the very sociable guy in there, and then we're going to put 2 loving guys in there. And we'll see if we can turn this around. Linnick. Doesn't seem to have recovered at all in the 10 days we've been in the trenches, and he's been lying in hospital. Do not put me doing paperwork. Good. Mayo Soma's comrades came into our camp chatting. They were carrying several baskets full of apples. I stepped into their path. Where did you gents get the apples? There's an orchard just a few minutes walk away, so you stole them, I prodded. The soldier's silence confirmed my suspicions. What do you gents intend to do with this? Mail is teaching us how to make must, Mank blurted out. Mail stopped walking and glanced from him to me, unsure how he would respond to the soldier's explanation. I ordered them to add the apples to our supplies instead. Who knows, we might still need the food, I added. Some of the soldiers nodded, others looked reluctant, but they made their way to Hennick. Together with... No, I meant our supplies, not the general supplies. Your commotion in the camp seemed unusually distant and dull, almost as if a veil were over the soldiers who had gathered in our camp. They sat in silence, watching Mail sort through Hunt's personal belongings. He seemed to be fighting back tears. I silently joined them. And together we silently pondered our thoughts. Suddenly Mail chuckled and told us a funny experience with Hunt. One by one, all the comrades began to share their memories of Hunt. Of his peculiar habits, his way of speaking, of all the little endearing and annoying details that had just made Hunt who he was. Made him part of this group. Sometime later, Mail came to me with a pile of disorganized paper, letters, notes, and pictures. These belong to Hunt, he informed me. His family should have them, but I don't have the address. I'll take care of it. They're no longer dejected, which is fantastic, but also we lost relieved, nauseated, upset, and belonging. Oh. Somebody went one direction, I'm not sure which. He down to... Rainy has removed Oh my god, it's finally stopped raining after about 2 months. Fram is still in a bad condition and has fever. So bad weather has been removed. These two went to neutral from contemptuous. That is good as well. We're still in an abysmal mood, mind you. What are your problems exactly? Okay, let's not actually talk to them. They don't really want to see me. But we are strained, which doesn't help. We are tired of war, which doesn't help. Grief, bad news from home, and he is also nauseated. Mail. Again, all the way down. Double grief, though. Schmidt-Bauer actually has something, as does Con, although he's got quite a few bad things, and he is exhausted. And he is usually, he's usually my top guy, so that's worrying completely. Demoralized. Light stress. I feel like he shouldn't have stress anymore. Triple grief. Wow. He's very grief-stricken. Oh, he went down to seriously wounded. I think that's the one I clicked through when I missed. Fantastic. Okay, let's hang on. Let's actually quickly see what's going on. Again, we have low supply stock and low food supplies. Sometimes I truly wonder why I bother putting food in my stores. Show the French who's in control here so they don't get any foolish ideas. I'm going to try it. So that lost me about a quarter, maybe a third of my prestige. But it changed my relationship with Menk to neutral. He's still completely demoralized, but he doesn't hate me. And Con became very compassionate. Okay, so to patrol the village. We're going to start with just Menk to treat the fever. We're going to go for Con. And so to otherwise patrol the village, we will stick in... See, ideally we want to stick in him, but he's very intolerant. Whatever, let's just do it. Sometime you want to go down to... Supply is running low. But it could become necessary soon, even though I just chucked a bunch of apples in from somewhere. I don't know. That one got me. I thought we were going to add it to our own food supply, not the general stock. See, he's just asking questions. Maybe he'll forgive me from stealing food earlier. I did just go and replenish with a whole bunch of apples. Okay, let's see what happens. Pray for Fram. Pray to the RNG. Good weather added. Ooh la la. Well rested added. Linux is back with us. Collapse removed. Change down to strain. Tide of war has gone up even further. Morale improves. It's heartening. Per turn, it's relaxing. Of course, it's not affecting Fram because he's still on death's door in the hospital. Changed from respectful to neutral. Okay, that's interesting. Good weather, double good weather added. It's very heartening and relaxing. That is Mustachio. So that should help being tired of war. And his light stress should remove soon. That should hit his tide of war as well. He doesn't have any. Heartening and morale improves then for these two as well, which again should help get rid of their tired of war status and should help them relax a little bit more. Him tired of war, however, he needs to get out. He needs to get better and out of the hospital. Do like how Linux come back well rested though. That is fantastic. Released Linux. Had enough time to take good care of him, but that won't always be the case. I know. And then we've come down to headquarters. Resupply came in. Huzzah. New combat in the trenches. Make sure your people are ready. Is there anything else? Unit is tasked with guard duty. 2 turns until we go back to the trenches. That's going to be a little bit difficult. I'm definitely going to get in 1 turn of double rations. With the added sunshine, we might just be able to start making a bit of a difference. Gets rid of shaken. Oh, decreases shaken and decreases dejection. Interestingly, he's not shaken, but he's got light stress. So no, that won't quite be it. He's nauseated. He's got nothing. He's nauseated. He is also dejected. So, you're also in a bad state, so you need to go to the pub. That's a guarantee. Someone needs to treat the fever of this poor man. That is unfortunately going to be male, because he has the trait for it. And then we need some people on guard duty. Well, that would be Linux, welcome back, and Smitbauer. So that leaves Mank to go back to the pub. And how do we feel about that? Mank needs some morale. Con needs a bit of love as well. Smitbauer, he's not doing too bad anymore. Linux, on the other hand, is doing quite bad. And Male, we're slowly creeping up. We're still abysmal, mind you. We're still abysmal. Somebody wants to see me. Ah, Madame LaRoche. How can we help? Your Soda Smitbauer is extremely rude while patrolling our peaceful village and threatening some of the townspeople. Please don't send him and his kind to us, monsieur. We don't want any trouble, and I promise we won't cause any. Okay. If you insist, won't pass on the message. Next turn. Please stay sunny. Give me a couple of rounds of sunny. Don't put me in a tent. So my men and I sat together in silence. Linux was engrossed in a newspaper. The picture of a steamship in it piqued my interest. What happened there? I asked, nodding my head towards the picture. Oh, it's a mess, said Linux. One of our submarines has sunk the Arabic along with some American civilians. And that's after the whole mess with the Lusitania. Smitbauer drew a sharp breath. Lusitania was loaded with ammunition. Our navy had warned them in advance and had every right to sink them. Every right, yeah, Linux roared. They were civilians and children. Over 100 children, and almost all of them were killed. The naval blockade with its starvation plan had left the navy no other choice, Smitbauer countered. We are soldiers here. We can't influence what happens out there anyway. I interrupted the discussion. The 2 men fell silent. Linnet turned back to his newspaper. The topic didn't come up again for the rest of the evening. Okay. Bad news removed. Fantastic. Tide of war removed. Even better. Both of them also went down to being just tired. They've all got double rations. We're down to a bad mood. We're almost at an average mood. Low food supplies added. Double rations added. Belonging added. Like I said, we went down to strained on con. Bad news removed. That's good. Tide of war removed. Changed to tiring. Okay, unfortunately, we have not yet gotten rid of... Oh no, he's optimistic. He's fine. You're fine. You don't even care about... Oh, yeah, you do. Oh, we haven't lost any of you yet. You've lost it. It's gone, of course. And again, still lightly stressed. I feel like this should be dropping off. We still need to treat the fever. He is not getting any better. We'll put that onto Linux this turn. Your unit is tasked with guard duty. Appoint 2 men to patrol the camp. He's going to refuse to serve double rations anymore. I'd love to give them more, but as long as supply rate stays uncertain, I will only serve standard rations. That's okay. Oh, and of course, the latrine. We haven't had this in a while. Go on, Smitbauer, tell me the good news. The latrine is filled to the brim. Guard duty. Latrine duty, this job generally just sucks. Smitbauer, you brought it up. You can deal with it. You're also actually not in a completely and utterly hate me mood either. Male's not too bad. Menk is actually not too bad. We can get Fram out of the hospital. We might actually serve a chance. Will be treated medically. I don't know. I mean, We're obviously not going to get him back next turn for the trenches. Okay, there was a strange atmosphere to the camp today. While my men were going about their daily duties as usual, it was clear that their attention was drawn towards the nearby fields. Hardly a surprise, as the sound of an infant crying could be heard from there almost non-stop. The parents probably had to take their child with them when they went to work in the fields. After a few minutes, Con stored his rifle in his tent and made his way to the field. Unsure of his intentions, I followed him at some distance. When he reached the barbed wire that divided our camp from the nearby fields, he tried to get the mother's attention. Still a few steps behind him, I watched a clumsy attempt at communication unfold. And even though it took what little foreign language skills they both possessed, and hands and feet to boot. In the end, I understood that he was offering to take care of the child until the woman was done with her work. I'm going to support it. She definitely isn't going to accept it. Shook her head, though she attempted to communicate gratitude for the offer in spite of the language barrier. At least the child's crying became less audible afterwards as she withdrew to work somewhere further away from our camp. I've only had that go successful once. Most of the time I haven't been like particularly mean or anything to the villagers. But either way, I've only had it happen once. Changed to standard rations, went down to tired, that's good. Nauseated removed, bad recovery removed, but not because he's in a good way. Because we're no longer in the trench phase. And so, of course, if we have any form of battle and if hospital occupancy goes up even 1 iota, then we will be in trouble. Have you people ready? It's back to the trenches. Let's see if the French find the courage to attack us. Okay, it's been a little bit shorter, but a short and sweet episode is what we're going to have this time. We're going to leave it there. Thank you all very much last time for praying to the RNG. Please keep praying because Fram needs to get out of hospital. We had a pretty good episode, you know? I mean, our mood's gone up by roughly 1 level. We've gotten rid of quite a few negative traits. Morale in general is peaked back up closer to 1/3 or even 1/2. And yeah, we might be okay moving forward, but we will see. We will see. And so until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed it. And until we see you again, I hope that you will all, as per always, stay safe, happy, and healthy.